Chapter 8. A Cry for Help. The sun had begun to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows over the market square. My body, already heavy with the frustration of another day spent waiting for a glimpse of her, was now being alleviated as she stood before me, the weight slowly lifting now. I felt a shift in the air, a sorrow that hung heavy and unspoken. It was a deep, gut-wrenching sorrow, the kind that pulls at your chest like a wound still fresh. One of the guards, a tall, broad-shouldered man, caught my eye. His gaze flickered over me, appraising. "You," the guard called to me in halting words. "You heal." I froze for a moment, the weight of the question sinking in. I was not accustomed to drawing attention to myself in such situations. But before I could even formulate a response, another guard spoke, his tone more urgent. "We need help. The king is poisoned. Snake venom. We need someone who can save him." My gaze returned to Zephira. I realized in my shock I had not answered her. How rude of me. A chill ran through me. I had heard stories about the king, about his iron grip on the kingdom. But hearing that he was in such peril, it struck me as more than just a medical emergency. It was political, a matter of life and death for the kingdom itself. I hesitated, wondering what part I should play in this. But as I weighed my options, a new figure entered my line of sight. Zephira. She stepped out from the shadows, the guards parting to allow her to pass. She was wearing a black crop top, the intricate golden designs gleaming under the fading sunlight, paired with black harem pants that billowed and swirled with each step. Her presence was as commanding as it was graceful, and though her gaze was calm, there was a fire in her eyes that I couldn't ignore. For a moment, everything else seemed to fade away. The market, the crowd, the voices. All of it disappeared as my eyes fixed on her. She looked at me, truly looked at me, taking in my form with the same quiet intensity that she had once carried through the marketplace. But there was something different this time. Her eyes were more focused, more deliberate. She didn't seem like the same princess who had passed by in a procession. She was something more, something potent. I could feel her curiosity as she took me in, her gaze lingering longer than I was accustomed to. The guards were still speaking, but I was aware of nothing but her, and I felt the familiar weight of her gaze on me like a touch, a pull I couldn't resist. "Is this the healer?" Zephira asked, turning back to Amar, her voice soft but commanding. The golden embroidery on her clothes shimmered as she stepped closer, her presence drawing the attention of everyone in the vicinity. The guard waited, their expressions grave. "He is one of the village healers," one of the guards explained, "but we have not seen him before." Zephira's eyes narrowed slightly, and she turned back toward me as if weighing something in her mind. There was a flicker of recognition, something in her gaze that made me wonder if she had seen me before, or if perhaps I had only imagined it. "We need someone to help the king," she continued, her words direct. Finally my words came back to me. I replied carefully. "I am a healer." She glanced over her shoulder, then back at me. "The palace healer. You cannot save him. He was bitten by a snake. The healers say it's venom they've never seen before." "And what do you say?" I asked, not out of disrespect, but because I needed to hear her truth. She didn't blink. "I say I don't believe in the limits of magic." She said, "Not when hope remains." And in that moment I understood. She didn't just want me to save a king. She wanted me to defy death itself. Not for politics, not for power, but because she refused to let it go. "You will come with us?" she asked. I could see the hope in her eyes. I stared at her, a mixture of awe and wariness clouding my thoughts. The request hung in the air like a challenge, a request that had been made to no one else but me. It was impossible to ignore the gravity of the situation. I had no reason to trust them, no reason to believe my involvement would change anything. But there was a part of me, a dangerous part, that felt drawn to her, to this moment. I found myself nodding before I could think better of it. Yes, I'll come. I answer her finally. Zafira gave me a slight nod of acknowledgement, and I could have sworn I saw a hint of something else in her eyes, a glimmer of approval, or perhaps just curiosity, or even major relief. The guards parted once again, and without another word, we began to walk together. As we moved through the streets, I couldn't shake the feeling that this moment, this decision, was not just about healing the king. It was about something much bigger, about a path that was opening before me, one that led me deeper into a world I barely understood, but one I now felt inextricably drawn to.